Shalom, welcome to Out of Africa Torah Session. My name is Tatra Cohen, and this week we are on the weekly Torah portion of Tzav. Tzav means to give an order. This is a very interesting Torah portion, as many of you have seen. One thing that also fascinates me in this Torah portion is the amount of reputation which was carried, especially from the beginning of it, concerning the Kohanim and what they were supposed to do. Well, not forgetting that this week also is a Shabbat Haggadah, the great Shabbat that brings Pesach. Well, I would like to wish all of you from Africa, Chag Sameach, Chag Pesach Sameach. Have a beautiful and a happy Passover. Wishing you all the best as we remember and contemplate concerning our deliverance. The times and the seasons of our redemptions are here. Thank you so much for that, and I pray you have a beautiful Pesach. Now, back to this Torah portion, Tzav. Tzav is a very interesting Torah portion. I like that in the beginning, the idea of this Torah portion, you are to give order, and the order was given, and the order was concerning something very important in Hashem's kingdom, in Hashem's economy, and this is none other than the Olah. Olah means something that goes up. It was a sacrifice which was supposed to be prepared by the Kohanim, and eventually, like the name suggests, it was supposed to go up. Of course, when you take it literally, going up brings the notion of something being received by the divine, and that's exactly what it was supposed to do. Well, in their preparations, we are told a number of things, and several things were also repeated so that the message is clear. At the same time, also to remove any room for error that may be. You know, there are times whereby we say, then we don't do so much because there is this thing of human error. And Hashem did not want anything like that. No wonder he kept the instruction repeated several times until all of the Kohanim had gotten the message. Well, this book, which we have just entered now, the second time, the second Torah portion in Torah Kohanim, the Torah of the priest from Vayikra, we find this to be a very interesting instruction, considering that not only was the instruction given, but the amount of detail and the precision given to it, to the point that even the inner garments, the inner shorts were mentioned. That is really fascinating. Now, this is something that should go up. In other words, this is something that should be acceptable and be received by the divine. Well, while we were thinking and contemplating about that, the other thing also which fascinates me concerning the beginning of the giving of this order is how it was repeated. Not only how it was repeated, how the issue of the fire not going off was repeated. We are told several times that the Kohanim who were in charge of this sacrifice were not supposed to allow the fire to go off, that is. And that is exactly my message to you today. In as much as sometimes, we do diligence in preparing and doing everything we can for a sacrifice, probably which we can call today a once-off sacrifice, a once-off contribution, a once-off teruma. But what Hashem is looking for is something that should not go off, the continual service, the service that go on before Him. Not only the service that go on before Him, but something of continual dedication, whether be it in the service to Hashem, whether be it in your own dedication before Him, whether be it in the projects and everything that you set your mind to do. It should be something that is of continual service, not something that is simply once off. Sometimes things that we do once off don't really bother us that much because you just wake up and do something once off and you forget about it. But Hashem does not want us to forget about it. Like in this instance, the Kohanim were supposed to make sure that the fire does not go off. And this entailed that they were supposed to watch the fire. This entailed that they were supposed to actually monitor how the fire is behaving. They were supposed actually to do things that continue to ignite the fire, that motivates the fire to continue burning. And this is my simple message to you before Shabbat and also before Pesach, which is just before us, to say, whatever the service that you may give, number one, let it be something of very importance that it can go up. Like the Olah, it should be received by the divine. Not only should it be received, but it should not be something of once off. Secondly, it should be something that is of continual service. If you have served Hashem properly, well, continue to do the same thing. That is as simple as my message today. Thank you so much. Lehitraot. Shabbat Shalom.